Milli Vanilli has made it big in America.
Great music, it rises.
Their visuals were on point. They had it all.
1 minute Milli Vanilli were there.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
And the next minute they weren't.
For a very short time in 1990, they were the world's most popular duo with 3 #1 singles, a 6-time platinum album, and the Grammy for Best New Artist. But later it was revealed that Milli Vanilli had not sung those hit songs on the album, and they had lip-synced in their live performances. A new documentary on Paramount Plus explores the behind-the-scenes story. Luke Korem is the director and producer of the Milli Vanilli documentary. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
This must have been some kind of conspiracy. How did they keep this to themselves for so long and that nobody could figure this out? It wouldn't seem like it would be that difficult to do.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, which we reveal in the documentary, is that everybody knew. You know, Rob and Fab took the fall for what has become music's biggest scandal. But when in fact, Clive Davis, who is one of the greatest music executives of all time, he was running the record label. He knew, according to the people in our documentary. The producer behind Milli Vanilli is the one who created the con. And not only that, he had done it before with another band in Europe. So what we know of Milli Vanilli is only scratching the surface.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but were they sort of revealed on an MTV Live performance when like the record skipped or something? Why would MTV play along with this? Or did somebody there know and exposed it?
It's the way we like to remember Milli Vanilli is that the tape skipped on stage and their vocals looped and then they were found out, when in fact, that's not what happened. They went on to win 3 American Music Awards, sell millions of records, and a Grammy after that tape skip. What happened was they were making so much money. Their debut album had more #1 hits than Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber combined. Like, these people were making hand over fist for the labels. And so there was no one who wanted to stop that train.
But why do they feel like they deserve the Grammy and they deserve the praise when really all they were doing was essentially dancing when you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, today you'd have to watch the documentary to hear Fab's take on whether they deserve it. But at the time, they didn't want the Grammy. And the reason was because they knew when they accepted that Grammy award that all eyes would be on them and that the microscope would tighten. And so it's actually what drew me to this story is not to retell. It's to tell the human story behind it, because we don't know much about Rob and Fab, where they came from, or the real singers and why they decided to do it. And the truth is, a lot of people were deceived, and yet only Rob and Fab took the downfall and ultimately cost Rob his life.
Yeah. What is Fab doing these days?
Fab actually has rebuilt his life as a singer. And that's how I got into making this film. Is I watched a video of him and he has this incredible voice. And I thought, why in the world would you ever agree to lip sync? You know, I think most of us know Rob and Fab as these 2 talentless guys that pulled one over on everybody, when the truth is far from that.
And what about the actual singers, Brett Howell, John Davis? If essentially those hits are theirs, why couldn't they make others?
Well, what happened is Frank Farian, who created Milli Vanilli, is a genius. I mean, he's a musical genius. And he paid everybody as a session singer to sing on a track. Now, keep in mind, he had these people come in at midnight to record the tracks and kept everybody separate. So no one had any idea what was going on. And that's Brad right there, the actual voice and singer. And this other guy, Charles Shaw, was the rapper. And no one could predict that it became such a huge hit. And when it did, that's when everybody was like, wait a minute, where's my piece of the pie? Where's my money? And Frank was like, no, I already paid you. You sang on it. That's it.
So it all sounds like they had poor representation or no representation, that they were exploited. And what about the record executives and all these other people? Was there any fallout from them, for them?
That's the thing, that, you know, this is really about exploitation of artists. I mean, and you get to see it in black and white. And that's one of the reasons we faced so much opposition in trying to make this film. We interviewed 3 Arista executives who worked for Clive Davis, and one of which tells us point blank that they knew 6 months before the Grammys that the guys weren't singing. But they made estimated around $400 million was made off of this album. And yet they came away unscathed. So Clive Davis, the producer, their labels, everybody came out of this scot-free, but filthy rich. And Rob and Fab were the only ones left holding basically all the hate from the public, and they received only a tiny % of that money.
And was there a surprise by anyone involved that, hey, the public's angry?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, when you watch the film today, especially younger generations, are like, why in the world are people smashing their records? Also, I mean, the media went only after Rob and Fab, which I find kind of boggling. I'm like, wait a minute, like, how can you think these two guys who barely speak English created Milli Vanilli? That's impossible, And so it's so ludicrous. And I think when they won the Grammy, that really cemented, for some people who already hated them because they became so popular, I think they're like, this has gone too far.
And for those who have not followed this story, or for a younger generation out there, what did all this have to do, if anything, to Rob's death?
Ultimately, Rob fell into heavy drug addiction throughout Milli Vanilli, because if you think about it, they were constantly lying, not only to the public, but to their family. They were constantly lying. And for him, Rob had a disease. He had a problem with addiction. And when the fallout occurred, and when you watch the documentary, you see how hard it was. Ultimately, that led to his downfall and the loss of his own life.
Wow. Well, Luke, I've always been fascinated by this story. Thank you for joining us. Good luck with the documentary. It is now streaming on Paramount Plus. Luke Korem, thank you.
Thank you very much.